The mystery adventure genre is probably not the most visually exciting game that we'll see on the PC Engine, but it is a fairly significant one. Nazo no Masquerade is a really good example of how far some people were pushing it. It has a distinct style and concept, and it's from one of the developers who were specializing in mystery adventure games. Nazo no Masquerade is the first console game for River Hill Soft, and as a computer game developer, they had been specializing in mystery adventures for years at this point. They're one of those companies that's much more notable in Japan, and they're probably best known in the US for their JB Herald series. And when you're best known for a series whose few US releases included a laser-active game, that's pretty small. Nazo no Masquerade is very technically part of their Todo Ryunosuke line. It's a loose adaptation of the PC game Kohaku Iru no Yuigan Seiyo Karuta Renzoku Satsujin Jiken, or The Amber Testament, the tarot card serial murder case. And that kind of tells you what the mystery's about. At a masquerade ball, the wealthy head of a pharmaceutical company was found in the garden dead, presumably poisoned. A tarot card was left next to his body. The police rule that the incident was a suicide, but the household's butler isn't so sure. He calls in a detective friend to investigate, and the detective stays at the mansion, posing as a novelist, and figuring out which one of the mansion's residents is the killer. For the PC Engine version, the name of the main character has been changed to Engine. Get it? So what you have here is an Agatha Christie-style murder mystery. An old manor house in the country, a bunch of suspects unable to leave. It's even set in the 1920s. While Nazo no Masquerade looks like your standard menu-driven adventure game of the era, it behaves a bit differently. There are 6 menu commands that are always available. Go, chat, crime scene, search, allies, and interrogate. Now a lot of those sound like they have overlap, but they all have key functions. When you choose to go someplace, you're presented with a map of the house, and you just click on whatever room you need to visit. If there's someone at your location, then you can talk to them and ask them some basic questions. Things like, how did they know the deceased, and what were they dressed as at the party? There's also an option to switch who you're talking to if there happens to be someone else in the room, like this baby. And yes, you have to question the baby in order to complete the game. If you're confident that criminal activity has taken place in that area, then you can investigate it as a crime scene. Otherwise, you can just search and look at items. Search is also where you can choose to take some things. For allies, at certain times of the day when no one will notice, you can gather together everyone who's assisting you in the investigation. That's going to be the servants for the most part. As a group, you can compare notes, see if you can figure anything out, and maybe decide on a prime suspect. If you do have a suspect, then you can choose to interrogate, and that's pulling them in for some more intense questioning. Nazo no Masquerade takes place across 5 acts, so you'll make some progress in your investigation, maybe explore a first-person maze, and then everything will kind of reset at a dramatic moment. Having 5 acts also makes it a fairly long adventure game. The videos I saw where people were just following the key points of the plot were all more than 3 hours. Nazo no Masquerade has been re-released a few times, including once on the Nintendo DS. There's also 14 sequels to the game, and none of them were released on consoles. Nazo no Masquerade doesn't seem to be an especially popular game in Japan. The few people I found who were talking about it mentioned how difficult it was to follow the storyline. This game requires that you do some very particular actions in order to advance the story, and they're not always the obvious ones. So the few people who do remember it know it as an especially difficult adventure game. Now, I wasn't able to make much progress in Nazo no Masquerade while I was playing, but I appreciated how it was changing up the traditional mystery adventure formula. By giving you access to everything at once, it feels more like a proper investigation. And that tone carries over to the characters and how you interact with them. A lot of other mystery adventure games feel like they're telling you a story. while Nazo no Masquerade feels like they want you to investigate a murder. That makes it stand out among this overcrowded genre.